Film critic Charles Donovan joins me now from our London studio to talk about Sundance some more. Hi Charles, welcome to Showcase.
Hello.
Well, obviously it's completely coincidental that the timing of the opening of Sundance is also on the same day as the inauguration in the US. Politics on people's mind there?
Well, it's generated a lot of talk, and that's really because the documentaries this year at Sundance, there's an overarching theme, and that is climate change, the environment, global warming, just at the point where a new government is coming in that's expected to be skeptical about climate change. So the festival was launched with An Inconvenient Sequel, which is the follow-up to An Inconvenient Truth, both of which are, of course, documentaries starring former Vice President Al Gore, and they're very much focused on global warming. And in fact, this year at Sundance, there's a subsection called New Climate. Now, this comprises 14 films, some short, some feature-length, but they all have an environmental hook. And so whatever you make of the controversy, there's no overlooking the fact that there's a considerable focus on global warming this year at Sundance in the documentary section. There's another film called Chasing Coral, which examines the perishing coral reefs around the world. And if early reports are anything to go by, that has managed to take a very dry subject and give it real emotional clout. So yes, this year at Sundance, Robert Redford has assured the press it's non-political. It's a non-political festival, and that the timing with the presidential inauguration is just coincidence.
So away from politics, Sundance in the past has really shot independent filmmakers into the spotlight. What about this year? Who are the standout contenders?
Well, this year, Sundance is America's biggest independent film festival, and this year there are a couple of entries that feature music stars making that transition into acting. So there's Mudbound, which is an adaptation of a novel, and that stars R&B veteran Mary J. Blige, along with Carey Mulligan, and it's about families in post-war Mississippi. Then there is Fun Mum Diner, and in that is Adam Levine from Maroon 5, along with Toni Collette, and that's about four mothers having a night out which takes an unexpected turn. Other titles to look out for include Ingrid Goes West, which is directed by Matt Spicer, and that's about the sort of pitfalls of social media friendships amongst the young. There's also a sci-fi entry called The Discovery, and in the cast of that is Sundance founder Robert Redford, and it's about a future society in which the afterlife has been scientifically proven, and this has all sorts of consequences, including a spate of suicides by people who are eager to reach life after death prematurely. So yeah, there are some very exciting titles this year. There is also with Selma Hayek. There is Beatrice at Dinner, which is about a holistic practitioner. Her car breaks down, and she ends up having dinner with the family of one of her clients. Now, she's very spiritual, very full of integrity, very authentic, and the family are cutthroat, very much into money-making. So it's about two very different perspectives kind of clashing over the dinner table. That's just a fraction of some of the interesting indie films to look out for at Sundance this year.
And of course, outside Hollywood, it's these kind of festivals where a lot of the business gets done. How does Sundance compare from the likes of Cannes and Toronto when it comes to making business?
Well, Cannes is very much world cinema. It's also high glamour, and at Cannes, it's industry personnel only. So people that would be referred to as civilians by movie people are very much shut out. At Toronto, there's more of a Hollywood focus, and there, because it's autumnal, it's very good for films looking for Oscar consideration. Also, Toronto is non-competitive. There's a People's Choice Award, but apart from that, no competitions. Now, Sundance is the holy grail of credible American indie filmmakers looking for exposure and looking for support. it's, every year people are looking for the next Little Miss Sunshine, because that was the 2006 indie comedy that was bought here by Fox for 10 million and went on to make 100 million around the world. So people are always on the lookout for the next big indie breakout hit here. And in fact, nowadays, it's not just the big, the old established companies like Sony and Fox. We've also got the streaming companies, and that includes Amazon and Netflix. They're throwing around serious money, snapping up product, and although there are ski slopes here, and you might imagine it would be more laid back, in fact, it's a frenzy of buying and selling, with everyone looking for the next big American indie hit.
Film critic Charles Donovan, thanks for joining us on Showcase.
Thank you.